Okay, hey everyone. So sorry to everyone who's actually following these streams, but for some reason, for the second half of last night's stream, the mic disconnected, so you can actually hear what I was saying. So what I'm doing here is recording what I hope is the first ever commentary track on somebody's own Let's Play video, because that's kind of the saddest thing ever. But yeah, so this is going to be me trying to remember what I was doing, and try to repeat any funny zingers. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't have funny zingers. Just trying to give you insight into where my head was at for that hour, rather than you having to watch it silently. So this looks like I don't actually remember because my memory is atrocious. This looks like when I was trying to land on the interloper. So I was convinced that to get the interloper. Oh, this is the near miss, isn't it? Yeah. I was convinced that to get to the interloper, you had to get the shuttle and take it out of the ice pillar it was in, and that would open up the entrance. So that was my plan. I obviously just missed it. I had a lot of trouble with autopilot last night. But so now my plan is to basically catch the interloper on its way back. Yeah. So yeah, as I said, I don't remember everything that happened during here. I'm playing this at 3 times speed because I'm assuming that's what you all do because this is a slow game. Yeah, so I'll be remembering as we go. So is this the one where I actually make it onto the interloper? Because there were definitely a few failed attempts. Oh, that's going to be close. Oh, I nailed it. So, yes, I've removed the shuttle, so I was hoping this pillar would be gone, but it is not. That is not how you get into the thing. That was very maddening. And I'm going to speed it up even more because I remember what happens here. So there's so much talk about the ice growing up. My thinking was that the ice might shift and grow based on the interloper's orbit. So the ice would be bigger when it's away from the sun and shrink when it's at the sun. So basically, I'm now waiting most of an orbit for it to get close to the sun again, so that I can see if the ice is melting and will let me in anywhere. Kind of an ash twin sort of situation is what I'm hoping for. I'm going to speed it up even further because terrible footage. Actually, sorry, first. So I decided to repair my ship in the meantime to give me something to do. This will be, everybody needs to watch this, but I'll put it at 2.5 speed because I'm a little bit generous. But this is so painful. This is me trying to repair the electronics. I could just not get the height right. Remember, we're watching this at 3 times speed, so imagine watching this, but it took 3 times longer. This is fucking atrocious. I think I hit the 90s. 98, come on. Checking I'm not already back at the sun, because it's taken forever. There's so many parts of the ship that you can heal too. Quite impressed by how detailed that aspect of the game is, considering it's kind of pointless. If shit blows up, you just wait 10 minutes and you got a new one anyway. Oh yeah, and this is where I actually learnt about some of the things the Scout can do, like detect hazards was one I didn't really realise. At this point, I vowed to use my Scout more. I don't know if I actually did that tonight, but that's the plan for the next trip anyway. Although obviously it didn't work out for me with the quantum moon thing. Okay, so we're back in the fast part of the orbit. That's good as it's accelerating towards the sun. I'm not sure if I talked about it before or after this, but there's some weird shit with the Nomai where it's they're not Harthians, but they kind of feel like they can't be that long ago because the Ash Twin was still sandy, the interloper was still here, and this thing doesn't really look like it's in a particularly stable orbit. So at the time bullshit that's going on here is just weird to me. So we go through the sun, the ice didn't fucking change at all, so at this point I was pretty mad. Went to double check this spot, no changes in the ice here, so at this point I'm like, how the fuck do you get into this comet if you even can? Could be another front of that ship situation from the first day we played. At this point though, I start speculating that the only way in must be a warp point, maybe on Ash Twin, since they're ash twins covered in them. So my plan is to basically just wait till I find a way to teleport there. I should probably go back and look at the mural from the high energy lab. It probably has some of the details. And this is when I realized my ship is missing. It got sucked up by the sun. So I decided, well, fuck it. For the rest of this loop, let's head back to Whitehall Station. So it takes a while. Speed back up now. Now I get very used to the old Whitehall Station. We'll be here a lot. This is when I started to realize, I think I thought about it in part 2 of my stream, but these are the bits of Brittle Hollow coming through. Which again, another thing, like in the 20 minutes this place is completely collapsing, but the Nomai were here? Oh, I ran out of oxygen and fuel. Well, that sucked. At least I think I'm done with going to the twins at the start of runs for now. And so what I can do is repeatedly fail to autopilot to Brittle Hollow. So this should be the first of many failures. I think I will land back on the planet from memory. Yep, there it is. Gets back up there. So what kept happening is I kept deciding last minute I actually wanted to visit Hollow's Lantern, and the autopilot didn't like it. So, made it, but at what cost? Ship place to land. Black Hole Forge there. Yes, so Whitehall Station is becoming my best friend. We spend so much time together. If it didn't take so long to get there, I would probably at this point actually start my runs by going there. Oh yeah, I found out you can teleport while on the map, which is really good to know. I was worried it wouldn't work if you're on the map screen. So at this point, I still don't have a good understanding, like even now, of like how Brittle Hollow parts map to the surface. So I'm trying to figure out the best places from the equator to go. So like, what direction do you go from the North Pole to hit the equator? This is where I went to the bathroom. Thrilling stuff. Honestly, I'm not going to be surprised if nobody watches this fucking video. Yeah. So I'm still trying to get my head around the best way, like once you come out of that warp point on the top of Brittle Hollow, what's the best direction for me to go to hit like the Hanging City or something? Obviously not the Hanging City because that's under the North Pole. Got about 10 messages through that one before I realized I'd already read it. That's the sort of memory we're dealing with. Keep going along the equator. Oh no, that's right, I went to the South Pole to see what's down there. Now, at this point, I thought this was the top of the Quantum Tower, just because it looks cool, but I've learnt more now, and I'm pretty sure it's actually the top of the observatory. Still very excited to go there, find out what the dealio is. But you can't get in from here. I know the way there. I either in the last video when the audio was still on, or in this video, we will see my failed attempt to get there. Yeah, okay. So here's this village that we found. You can go down there. I've got to find a better way of consistently getting to this place. Because this is the crossroads. I'm not sure if I know that now or if I learn it in a bit, but as the central place, it's pretty neat. I think this is where I figure out it's in the center of the places and that this mural is a map. So, I've got my mouse. So that's the gravity cannon, I'm pretty sure. This is the Hanging City, I think. So I don't really know what that is. And then this must be the Quantum Tower thingo. And then the bottom one is the observatory. Sorry, I may not have figured all of that out at this point in the video, but obviously I'm recording this after the fact. This is commentary track. Very exciting, innovative thing here at Doof. Yeah. So, okay, this is my first trip here, learning what the floors are. So I think I decided to stick with 4.2 for now because I'm almost out of fuel already. Now, this is big. So you can move the black hole forge. I still haven't figured out what that lets you do. I'm assuming if you get to the top, which I haven't managed to do, lets you get in there, which is probably great. Here's a little scroll collecting mission, which I'm so lucky I figured out the scroll thing. I wonder how many people just go through this whole game without figuring out the scrolls. I should turn the sound back on. I just wonder how many people would go through this whole game without figuring out the scroll thing, because I kind of lucked my way into it earlier in this session. I reckon I could have gone the whole game without figuring it out. Anyway, I think this mostly just taught me stuff I already knew, because it was mostly surrounding the Ash Twin stuff, which is obviously where I spent the majority of the game so far. It's a bit of talk about the black hole forge, but I still don't quite understand what it does. What does forging black holes do for anyone? But yeah, I mean, obviously there's redundancy in this game. Wow, I really don't care about health, do I? That's right. So then this guy's mentor was Colas. That was the guy with the quantum rock from the Ember Twin. So there's like multi-generational stuff going on here, I think. Either that or it's like the separate groups on the different planets, but like either way, it's like I think there were multiple generations of Nomai, and really I need to do, God, those stairs. I need to do a much better job of tracking who is talking in these things. I just kind of treat them all as interchangeable characters, and it's probably not great. Oh yeah, this is some weird, I think this is meant to be a shortcut. Oh shit, you know what? It's probably a great shortcut. Oh, I've only just figured this out here. Oh, I'm so glad I'm doing this video. Oh my god, I can go straight to the Hanging City from here. So, okay, up there's those two bits. Where this water is, there's... Oh, that's huge. Oh, that's huge. Oh, I'm so glad my mic failed. Okay, so we're going to go back down. Oh, I should have got more fuel while I was up there. I was on the North Pole. Idiot. Okay, so now I think it's time to go down to the school district, which I'm very excited for, because there's always good law in the school, because that's where you teach the kids it. And in fact, the fact that there's a school kind of implies that there were generations of the Nomai here. So, yeah, here we go, exploring the school. I think this ends up just becoming another scroll fetch quest, which is, you know, again, like if I hadn't figured them out yet, this would have been a complete waste of time. I wonder how many people that happens to. Okay, so this is talking about the festivals. So the Nomai, like, they're nomadic. It's in the name. But they also meet up for these festivals to exchange all the cool new shit they learnt on their travels, which is a pretty neato thing, really. Now they're talking about like the origins of the universe. We will come back to this later because I'm pretty sure this is before I get to the Shrine of the Eye, and I have a lot of thoughts on how these two bits of lore combine. So talking about building a new vessel, the big thing here is that the vessel has like a warp core that's like super powerful. And they talk about like trying to go to Dark Bramble to get it back. I really need to go to Dark Bramble because it sounds like the vessel's there. There's also one of the escape shuttles got trapped there. This is where I die. So there's a lot of really cool shit to find there, I think. It's so great watching this in fast speed. That is so much more palatable, the loop reset. I mean, I get like loading times. Like, I think this is made in Unity, so it's frankly amazing that they do it in the minute they do. But it's a lot better like this. Oh, how much do I fail autopilot this time? Oh, a fair bit. Oh, crack windscreen. I gotta go to Addle Rock sometime. Okay, sorry. Oh boy. Oh my god, I bounced off. That's right, but this is how I found this secret passageway behind the ship that I missed last time. So that was actually quite a lucky bounce. Thank God I suck at autopilot. So let me slow it down a bit here, because this is some cool shit. So this is also talking about, this is like the original settlement. That's why it's like right under the ship that they built when they first got here, but obviously brittle hollow, not super great. So this is talking about the fact they need to build a permanent settlement. So this is when they go to the North Pole and found the Hanged City. And in fact, this is a path to it, but I realized right there that it's just taking me to the Hanging City, and I've already been there, so I decide I want to explore this place before I go there. So here's some more shit on the eye. They just talk about, oh, it's so great. Oh, we love the eye. You know, it's older than the universe. Again, we'll come back to that. It looks like an eye with a pupil. The only connection I'm drawing there is it kind of looks like that weird statue thing that you see, you know, when the time loop starts. Anyway. So pretty much already at this point, I've decided that all these other towers are just honeypots designed to waste my time, but I still explore them anyway because I have a problem, and that problem is completionism. So, yeah, let's speed it back up again because it takes me a while. Or just as I'm getting off one of these, it starts to fall apart as well. Oh, those are gravity crystals. That's pretty neat. Oh, yeah. There was a lot of panic and swearing there. Oh. Honestly, it's probably better to be watching this with a commentary track and going at 4 times speed so you don't have to listen to all my boring rambling as I'm going. You know, you get the streamlined rambling. So, I'm trying to get down to the bottom where that cool light was. Just found the path. Still checking in here, because again, problem. Now, this is some really cool shit. Okay, hold on. In fact, I even pause it. So that's the vessel. That's the vessel, and it's that's the eye. So this is like, you know, cave paintings from the Nomai. Then Dark Bramble swallowed up the shit. So that's important, because that means Dark Bramble's fucking scary, because these guys were legit. And then we can see here, these are the escape vessels. So one got trapped in Dark Bramble. And in fact, from memory, like I haven't been there, but like just looking at the planet, it looks wonky. So I actually think the escape vessel is going to be in like a big lump on the planet or something. So it should be easy to find. And then obviously we're getting better ideas of the iconography for, that must be here, Brittle Hollow. And then these are the twins. So that's the Ember Twin. Again, it's real weird. So, okay. So, and I'll touch on this as we go. The whole timing of this doesn't make sense to me, because Brittle Hollow is like literally falling apart, and it already was when they were here as well. The Ash and Ember Twin thing doesn't make sense. Like, the timing of the Nomai being here generations ago doesn't really make sense to me with how everything is progressing so quickly. So that's a thing, but I don't quite know what to do with it yet. I'm assuming it's going to involve time loops, because that's what this game is. Yeah, so we're gonna get out of here. So this is a fun section where I'm like, okay, now I can go to the Hanging City, because that's where I was last loop. Still checking all these places. So I decide to leave, and well, yeah, let's just go along with it. Okay, so first of all, I don't make it there, which is bullshit, but it's fine anyway, because the path would have fallen apart before I got there. So I see Black Hole Forge there, and we're back to White Hole Station. So I think I remember what happens here, and this is going to be where I'll need to slow things down on this trip and really tell you all about my tinfoil theories that I got going. I love having the ship as an indicator for how close we are to being able to teleport. Cool, so now I know that I could have just gone straight down through that shortcut. I was wondering why that shortcut helped. How did I not put together the North Pole? Oh, I'm such a dumbass. So here, I'm still looking for good ways to get to the equator. Now that I can get to the crossroads so easily from the Hanging City, that's probably just the only way I'm going to go underground from now on, to be honest. That's so convenient. Oh, that's right, I tried to hug this tree, but it wouldn't give me any oxygen, which is bullshit. This game does not support tree hugging. Now, I just decided I'd already been there, and obviously the path had already fallen apart, so I don't need to go there, so I'm trying to go around. And I discovered this really cool place that I've never seen before, and I won't get to see again because I died. So I need to go there. That must be the top of the quantum tower or something. I'm not too sure. Hopefully if I can actually not crash into the planet, I'll be able to find it from orbit. Like, I haven't really done an orbit of this planet yet because I always crash into it. And so the reason I keep crashing into Brittle Hollow, or in fact, am I going to fall back to Earth again? It's that aligning trajectory that destroys me every time. Oh, I escaped. So I kept wanting to go to Hollow's Lantern, and this is the only time I managed to do it early enough to have that happen. I just wanted to check if there was anywhere to land on here. And, you know, there isn't, as far as I can tell. It just exists to fuck with Brittle Hollow, which is fun. So I decided to land, looks like at the quantum cannon. So, okay. So exactly on the other side of this planet is that cool place that I need to go to where I just died a few minutes ago. It's good to know. Hopefully I remember that next week when I'm streaming again. Projector room. Must have already done all this shit previously. So we're just going to fly down. So, okay, yeah, this is where I tried to go to the Southern Observatory. And I think I'd already died to these things earlier in the stream. But like, this is so... Even watching this now, I'm so tense. I hate this shit. Oh my god. Go, 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 go. Okay. I think that's probably exactly what I said last night. Like, this is a really fun platforming little challenge to get to this observatory, but oh god, it took like years off my life. Speed it back up. So, oh, and this one you have to go up too. Oh. Yeah, oh, okay, now hold on. I need to slow it down here, because this was some bullshit. If the original audio track had survived of here, there would have been a lot of yelling. So I made it there. Now, okay, hold on. So I realize I have to jump across, and there's two of these crystals, right? Oh, fuck, and I landed next to the bottom one. Oh, that's what it was. Okay, I thought I landed next to the top one, so you can see I walked down and just fall straight in. Okay. I thought that was some bullshit, but that was me stuffing up. Okay, cool. Well, I should go back there and do that. And of course, Whitehall Station, the old faithful. If Whitehall Station wasn't so far to get to, again, I would be starting from there. Here we go. Get some fuel going. So yeah, this is, I think, where I realized the Hanging City's under the North Pole, but I didn't connect that to the shortcut. So I'm still just trying to find cool spots on the equator to go to. Oh no, that's alright, I was just heading for my ship because I knew it was near the gravity cannon. Okay, so where do I decide to go to? I think this is where I actually learned that the crossroads is the crossroads. Like, I hadn't put together that there was a place called the Crossroads, and there was a place I'd recently discovered was the center with access to everything, even if it was indirectly. So this is me learning that lesson in a very manual way. Finally turned my torch on. About time. Now, I will need to slow things down coming up because there's some cool shit about to happen. At least I think it's cool, but I don't know the actual answers. Yes, this is where I'm like, this is the Crossroads. I'll go back to the Hanging City. Gravity Crystal Workshop. Oh yeah, that's up. Yep. There you go. So if I just start coming straight to the Hanging City, I only need to go back here to get to the cross. Yeah, man, that's what I'm doing from now on. So my thinking was, before I explored the up of this city, I would send the forge up there because I want to try and get into it if I can. But first I decide I'm going to do the third floor, which is the Shrine of the Eye. And this is basically, this segment right here is the main reason I'm doing this video. Because obviously it's boring enough to listen to me do this the first time, but this is the bit that I didn't want people to miss, because it's going to affect how I'm going about things next time. So we get here, okay, and so basically there's more like religious crap around the eye. And basically all the stuff is going on about how it's older than the universe. So the stuff I started to talk about here, like as I was thinking out loud, is I'm assuming the eye is us. Like what's going to happen is we're going to have to use the warp core of the vessel, which is so strong, and the power of the sun and the sun station combined to create a loop. Maybe even the black hole, maybe something from every planet. That'd be cool. Anyway, we're going to like combine all the powers in one loop to create a time loop that takes us right back to the start of the universe. So that's what this is talking about here. Is that video paused? I don't know. I'm just really still. Yeah, so my thinking is we have to go back to the start of the universe and do something to stop it from ending, because obviously all the supernovas are going off. So something... It's like the old Doctor Who thing, like you go back and reboot the universe with a small change to make it more stable, is sort of what I think we have to do. I don't know what to do, maybe something to do with the quantum moon, or just quantums in general. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, like, so basically just kind of rebooting the universe with some change to stop the supernova problems. And so then the eye is the signal of like me doing that, or the supernova here itself. Maybe we need to use the supernova to power it at the end of the loop. But the eye is basically the signal that comes from me resetting the universe to finish the game, and thus setting over the causal, the whole universe is a time loop involving this solar system, is basically my theory. So we'll see if that pans out. But yeah, this is the main reason I wanted to do this. That's right. And so then this guy starts talking about like, oh yeah, so there's more stuff on the generations, but this guy starts talking about like the way they've deified the eye, and like that's really weird to me too. Like, I get finding a signal and thinking it's really cool, like, and I've watched entire TV shows based on that premise, Stargate Universe, but to then go from there to treating it like a cosmic god or something is this really weird leap that Nomai seem to have taken, and I have no idea why they've done it, particularly for something that seems to be a particularly scientific rather than spiritual race outside of the eye. They've just latched on to treating it like a god in a weird way. Oh god, now let's speed up because this bit goes for ages. So obviously I realize now you can't get up to the 4th floor, but I decided to try and be a speedrunner and hack my way up because I want to get to the black hole forge. So my new theory now, and I think I come to this towards the end of this fucking really long attempt, let's bump that up even faster. I think I've got to get there from the original settlement because it's got me walking on the roof, and that's how I get up there, and it's all upside downy and stuff. Because that looks like either the underside of the warp point from Whitehall Station, or it's a separate warp point that I've got to get to. Maybe it's one of the ones I came to from the Ash Twin, but I'm gonna take the thingy from the original settlement to try and get there first. Because I think Black Hole Forge might even be where I teleported from the Ash Twin. Yeah, but anyway, so this is me attempting to game the system and failing miserably, just getting stuck and shit. But anyway, yes, so that will be my goal next time, is to... Come on, how long are you going to try this, you idiot? Yeah, because I've got to get up there, and obviously before I do that, I need to make sure I visit the Hanging City 4-2 first to move the Black Hole Forge up. That will be critically important. So I think I decided now to revisit the school district because I hadn't quite fully explored that, as far as I know. Like, I don't think I'd gotten all of it. So just trying to re-explore it. It's a bit of a maze. That's right. And then I failed, so I just yeet myself into the Whitehall station, and I'm pretty sure that's the end of the stream. Yeah, so I don't know if anybody's actually going to enjoy this or even be listening this far in, because I feel like this is an extremely boring premise. But hopefully any of you who are following my run and care that, you maybe missed something, hopefully this was useful. Let me know. It's probably about as funny as I am normally. So, yeah. Thanks for watching if anyone did, and I'll see you next week for part number 4.